So I'm getting really sick of covering The Chosen. And then I saw this. So this is a Facebook group of people have been watching previous videos. The Facebook group I'm a part of, Chosen fans, memes, fan art, whatever. The creator of this meme, along with many others, is named Alan Schneider. Um, he does tons of memes for The Chosen, and like half of what you're seeing right now is um, just inside jokes and stuff with um, the Chosen ecosystem, if you will. But um, I wanted to show you one comment in this. I've been talking about how people are visualizing Jonathan Rumi as Jesus and stuff like that, and I just want to show you a comment in here that um, shows you what people are believing about this. Um, so yeah, right off the bat, we have Jonathan Rumi, photoshopped. Um, Once we go into the comments, it'll explain more and understand more about what they're talking about. But yeah, you can see how this is pretty obscene and whatnot. But yeah, so let's go to the comments. So you'd be in real trouble if you posted this on the other page. Alan Schneider, is that a dare? It is now. Alan, don't do it, you'll be stoned. Oh no, I believe in Jesus' power to do anything, including protect you on the fan page. But he says not to test him. People are laughing at it. And so, what I mean? Like, it's just very, irreverent. Like, just, taking scripture and, what I mean? Like, just talking about a meme and, I don't know, it just seems irreverent. And so, you got all these laugh emojis, basically, post this in other places too. So then this lady says, I mean, in Canada, it's legal to be stoned, so, and then they're like, note to self, stay away from Canada. And then she responds, stoned as in that kind of stone, not as in stones. And then, as everyone just laughs. And the same applies, I feel better though, thought you were all out there, ending people. And that, I mean? So it's just, it's all important difference between stoning people and people being stoned. Semantics are fun online, you know what I mean? And then, of course, the main quote that everyone keeps saying, sometimes you gotta stir up the water. And so, that's a quote by Jonathan Rumi, as portraying Jesus, and now people are basically, taking that. I've seen this, people say it a whole bunch of times, and basically saying, you gotta stir up the water, basically be, you know, create controversy and stuff like that, which is just not. I don't know. I've seen that in other posts, in this, fan page, basically, um, yeah, just saying the exact same quote and just, just stirring stuff up on purpose. Like, one of it was, a comment about, a meme about, the Mary in Chosen, Jesus' mother, and then Jesus, basically saying, do as your mother says, it is a meme. And so, one person said, oh, you should put this, in another place, heads will explode kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, and the reason being was it's a Catholic thing. You know what I mean? So, because it said, Mary, Mother of God, which is a very, Catholic thing. So, you know what I mean? So they're like, oh, let's put that, in another, page and, just stir up the water. You know what I mean? So that they try to create controversy and, to me, Dallas Jenkins, it's almost a cult following. Seriously, he's almost like a cult leader, and then he has all these people following him. And just to reiterate, as I've tried to do every video, just because one person does it doesn't mean everyone who watches The Chosen is not everyone is the same. It's all individual. So I'm not trying to paint a broad brush, as I've been saying. I'm not saying that everyone who watches The Chosen is guilty of this. So, yeah, that's one thing I've been seeing often now. Sometimes you gotta stir up the water, like create controversy. So, yeah, just, I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, I dare you to put another place and whatever. So, I'm trying to find where the other good one is. So yeah, stir, yeah, you might need, a whole bunch of pitchforks and blah, blah. So then this lady, says, let's stone Alan. Punctuation saves lives. Yeah, I mean, it's like seriously, like, I don't know. I mean, and again, like, I can't say that, oh, look at this and, this is all The Chosen's fault, though I do see a lot of this stuff, kind of stemming from, like, a Dallas Jenkins and stuff. Like, Dallas Jenkins, like, humor that he'll bring in this stuff is very, like, South Park kind of, like, not like creator of a Christian thing. Like, it's just his, I don't know, if you've seen my other videos, like, Dallas Jenkins is, his controversial thing he just had recently where, let's, have Jesus on a cross and then see, Joseph Smith, the prophet, so-called of Mormonism, walk by and, wink. You know what I mean? So, like, it's that kind of stuff, that kind of attitude, mentality that I've seen a lot of these people have. So, let's see here. Yeah, so this one, he's basically just saying the same thing as, Canada, whatever. And then this is where I want to go with this. This is the important part. So she starts off saying, this page 2, fun is fun, irreverent is something else, but it's, y'all's conversation with God, not mine. So, this lady is, starting to take offense to, what was being posted. So just, to just go up. This is what she was, offended with. So I actually just messed that up, so I apologize. Yeah, so this lady is offended at this now. So then they're like, this is not the page for comments like this. If you see something you don't like or approve of in this group, you are expected to scroll past without comment or leave the group. So, I don't know, this page is very funny. Like, so I am a member of this page to, like, keep tabs and kind of see how people react and stuff like this. Like, that's the reason I'm here. That's the reason I even, have the, information to even do this video. So, like, this lady says, she's a little offended. And so she comments, and then this lady is just absolutely like, you are expected to scroll past without comment or leave the group. And so, if you're familiar with, like, Facebook, like, groups, they'll, if it's a popular one or whatever, like, they'll have, like, little questionnaires and stuff, and so that's basically their rules, which, if you think about it, like, it's basically, like, if you don't like something that's posted, it's almost like an echo chamber. You can't, you can't say anything at all, like, really, like, it's, to me, it's just a huge echo chamber. So anyway, so she's like, I'm sorry, you'll get over it. When I see something morally irreverent to my Lord, I'm saying something. Don't much care what you or anyone else thinks. So this is very important. So she says, when I see something morally irreverent to my Lord, I'm saying something. So, as the picture above that I've showed you guys, it's a picture of Jonathan Roumie portraying Jesus, who is dressed like that. So this is why I want to show you guys this, because it's, very important, and I want to, basically proof to show you guys that, hey, these individuals are out there, and it's not, one-off. It's not just, a couple people here and there. Like, I've seen many people who, will say, oh, now when I pray to Jesus, I picture Jonathan Roumie's face, or, stuff like that. So, anyway, So this lady or another lady says, if this group causes you to stumble, you are more than welcome to leave. And then now the Alan Schneider, the creator of the meme, says, how is this meme morally irreverent to your Lord? It was made from a joke between a director and a writer of a TV show, which is true. And then another person says, more directly, the reverence is directed at the actors, writers, and director of a TV show, not the Lord. Jonathan Rumi is not Jesus. And absolutely true. Jonathan Rumi is not Jesus. But that gets confusing because he's portraying, Jesus. So this is, I don't know, like, I wasn't going to bring it up. Because I try to, be very patient with people and, just stuff like that. So the second commandment, talks about idolatry and stuff like that. And when people talk about idols, like newer Christians and stuff, they'll flippantly, basically say like, oh, well, I'm not bowing down to it, I'm not worshiping it, so it's, it's not an idol kind of thing. But, it does talk, in the book of Acts and stuff, the Godhead, not to represent him with silver and gold kind of stuff. And then also, like in Old Testament, like we can remember how like that bronze statues that healed the people who were bitten by serpents and all that. And so God directed Moses to, basically have the people look at the statue, which, happened. People are healed. And later on, people started worshiping the statue. And then, I believe it was Hezekiah, like tore it down, I believe, in the Old Testament. Please check me on that. And it's very important, to, know these things. But, and, the bronze, serpent will, be a picture in, John chapter 3, representing Jesus, how he, people should look to, to him to be healed, basically. So, it's a very important representation. So, but yeah, the second commandment, idolatry and all that, this is what makes this stuff confusing. And so, like, I personally, like, I don't want to have any images of Jesus and stuff like that. And that's, my conviction. I mean, I do, I don't think this is one of those liberty things. I think it's, idolatry is idolatry. But I do try to have more patience with people because I understand personally how long that took for me, like, to be convicted. Like, that wasn't like a, day one, like, oh, now I know that's a, a sin kind of thing. So I do try to have a lot of patience with people. And so it's not one of those things where, I'll go after people, or, what I mean? Like, I mean, if they ask, it's, that's one thing, but, yeah, otherwise, I try to have a lot of patience, because, yeah, it took me years, to be convicted of that. So, anyway, but that's why I think this is so confusing. Like, that's ultimately why I think this is so confusing, and why, that lady, she got mixed up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's not Jesus, but it's being portrayed as Jesus, so it gets very confusing. So that's why I think there is a lot of just absolute confusion on this. And because of that, the second commandment, idolatry, like, I think that throws a huge, monkey wrench in all this. So, yeah, so this lady responds to Alan, the guy who created the meme. I'll respond to you, Alan, because, 99.9% of the time I like your memes. I think they're funny. I'm put off by this because of the sign in front of the person who plays Jesus. If you had seen what I saw that, that some artist did with a picture of Jesus hanging on a cross, you might understand my sensitivity. Honestly, it's nothing against you. I just think it's irreverent. I feel like I should be able to express that without being told to leave like others have just suggested that I do. They need to learn to let my comments like mine go ignored if they don't like it, just like they need to learn that some people feel compelled to speak up. I'll never apologize for that. So again, like, in the middle of her message, she said, oh, if you've seen what some artist did, and, I have no idea what she's talking about, I can only, imagine, but, so that picture of Jesus is not Jesus either. And so, I mean, that's where all this confusion is going. So now Alan, responds to her, I appreciate your comment and I understand what you're saying. I know it, may not matter, but did you see the interaction between Dallas Jenkins, he means, and Jonathan Rumi, about Dallas directing in 70s outfit and Jonathan wearing Shay Har's tunic for season 4, episode 1. It may help, but I do hear you. So that's where I was talking earlier. And so she says, I missed that. I'll look it up. Thanks for hearing me. So Alan, posts this, basically saying how, season 4, day 1, if you direct us in that outfit, I'm putting it onto my contract. Okay, so like this is Jonathan Rumi talking to Dallas Jenkins, and this is where the whole meme, comes up. So basically, Jonathan's saying, "Hey, if you direct in this, or I'm sorry, Jonathan is saying you direct us in that outfit. I'm putting that in my contract." And then Dallas is like, "Oh, only if you wear that, tunic." So that's where all these, things are going. So, and that, yeah. So then you get all this stuff like, all these people saying, "Oh, my eyes," because they're looking in that general region. I'll say it like that. Don't pick anything off the ground, because wearing short clothing. Jonathan Rumi is with that. This is craziness. And so Meme King strikes again. And, people are saying, that's basically him. That's us. Talking about Alan Schneider. That's about it. Like, it just keeps going. Like, people are just laughing, and I think this is, hilarious. The comments absolutely took me out. So that's really about it. And then, this person says bad taste, and then this person's like, oh, you are on the satire page, and offensiveness is kind of the rule here. Offensiveness is kind of the rule here. Like, I mean, this is supposed to be a bunch of Christians, with The Chosen, and offensiveness is kind of the rule here. Like, seriously, I don't even screenshot this now, so I don't lose that. Like, I just don't understand. Like, offensiveness is kind of the rule here. Like, you gotta stir up the water. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. And they continue. Yet all of us love the real Jesus and know he'd never do such things. Jonathan, no? Get used to different. Like, I just don't get it. Everyone's laughing. This I actually haven't seen yet, so I don't even know what's going to say. Kind of racy for a Christian page. Just a reminder, this is not a Christian. This is not a Christian page. What? Wow, that's different. But this page is for fans of the show who want to share artwork. I just skipped the part. Many people here happen to be Christian, but this page is for fans of the show who want to share artwork, memes, and behind-the-scenes material. It is not about the religious side of the show. In fact, as soon as the theological discussion get going, the comments get shut off. Yeah, exactly. But yes, it is a bit odd. And and exactly. So I don't know, and that's the Facebook groups. That's their discretion, what they want to do. But it's just like I said, an echo chamber. Like you can't you cannot get your put in here any without getting deleted, and that's actually happened to me before. I think I put some Catholicism stuff in here and it got deleted instantly. So I don't know. Like I said, that's their discretion. That's what what they want to do, and that's fine. It really turns into an echo chamber after a while.